Hi everyone, we're going to continue reading Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We're going to start at page 13 and we ended here. A sherbet lolly. They're a kind of muggle sweet I'm rather fond of. We're going to finish off chapter 1 today. No, thank you, said Professor McGonagall coldly, as though she didn't think this was a moment for sherbet lollies. As I say, Edith, you know who has gone. My dear Professor, surely a sensible person like yourself can call him by his name. All this you-know-who nonsense. For 11 years I've been trying to persuade people to call him his proper name, Voldemort. Professor McGonagall flinched. But Voldemort was unsticking. Two sherbet lollies seemed not to notice. It all gets very confusing. If we keep saying you-know-who, I've never seen any reason to be frightened of saying Voldemort's name. I know you haven't, said Professor McGonagall, sounding half exasperated, half admiring, but you're different. Everyone knows you're the only one who you-know-who. All right, Voldemort was frightened of. Oh, you flatter me, said Dumbledore calmly. Voldemort had powers I will never have. Well, only because you're, too noble to use them. It's lucky it's dark. I haven't blushed so much since Madame Pomfrey told me she liked my new earmuffs. Professor McGonagall shot a sharp look at Dumbledore and said, The owls are nothing to the rumours that are flying around. You know that everyone's saying about why he's disappeared and about what finally stopped him. It seemed that Professor McGonagall had reached the point where she was most anxious to discuss the real reason she had been waiting on a cold, hard wall all day. For neither as a cat, nor as a woman, she had fixed Dumbledore with a piercing stare as she did now. It was plain that whatever everyone was saying, she was not going to believe it until Dumbledore told her it was true. Dumbledore, however, was choosing another sherbet lolly and did not answer. What they're saying, she pressed on, is that last night Voldemort turned up in Godric's Hollow. He went to find the Potters. The rumour is that Lily and James Potter they're dead. Dumbledore bowed his head. Professor McGonagall gasped. Lily and James? I can't believe it. I didn't even want to believe, Albus. Dumbledore reached out and patted her on the shoulder. I know, he said heavily. Professor McGonagall's voice trembled as she went on. And that's not all. They're saying he tried to kill the Potter's son, Harry. But he couldn't. He couldn't kill that little boy. No one knows why or how. But they're saying when it didn't kill Harry Potter, Voldemort's power somehow broke. And that's why he's gone. Dumbledore nodded glumly. It's true, faltered Professor McGonagall. Sorry, it's true, faltered Professor McGonagall. After all he's done, all the people he's killed, he couldn't kill a little boy. It's just astounding, of all the things that could stop him. But how in the name of heaven did Harry survive? We can only guess, said Dumbledore. We may never know. Professor McGonagall pulled up a lace handkerchief and dabbed at her eyes beneath her spectacles. Dumbledore gave a great sniff as he took a golden watch from his pocket and examined it. It was a very odd watch. It had 12 hands, but no numbers. Instead, his planets were moving around the edge. It must have made sense to Dumbledore, though, because he put it back in his pocket and he said, Hagrid's late. I suppose it was who told you I'd be here by now. Yes, said Professor McGonagall. I don't suppose you're going to tell me why you're here of all places. I've come to bring Harry to his aunt and uncle. They're the only family he's got left now. You can't mean the people that live there, cried Professor McGonagall, jumping to her feet and pointing at number 4. Dumbledore, you can't. I've been watching them all day. You couldn't find two people who were less like us. And they've got this son. I saw him kicking his mother all the way up the street, screaming for sweets. Harry Potter, come and live here. It's the best place for him, said Dumbledore firmly. His aunt and uncle will be able to explain everything to him when he's older. I've written them a letter. A letter? Repeated Professor McGonagall faintly, sitting back down on the wall. Really, Dumbledore? You think he can explain all this in a letter? These people will never understand him. He'll be famous, a legend. It wouldn't be surprised if today was known as Harry Potter Day in the future. There will be books written about Harry. Every child in our world will know his name. Exactly, said Dumbledore, looking very serious over the top of his half-moon glasses. It would be enough